Welcome back to the Gun Dungeon. This is another episode of Reloading and Rambling. If you watched the last one, I was reloading some 50 Beowulf. I ended up liking that load. It shot pretty accurate for a fairly warm hunting load. So now I'm just finishing off that box of bullets using this same load. Quick little tip. When you're loading rifles, and you're using something to dump your powder, be very, very cautious of running out of powder because rifle loads take a good amount and your hopper will run dry faster than you are used to when loading pistol rounds. So keep an eye on that. But anyways, liked that load. It shot really well. Ended up getting some actually sub MOA groups from it. Got it on video, so you all will get to see that coming up shortly. You can see actually 50 Beowulf left a little marking here. I was laying prone. I shoot uphill from 100-yard shots, laying prone using bags. I got a little off of my shoulder onto more of my arm. That Beowulf it'll let you know it's there when you touch the trigger off, especially with these loads. I did chronograph them. I know y'all that didn't watch the last one don't really care. I did chronograph these, and I'm getting right at 2,000 feet per second from this 300 grain FTX bullet from a 16-inch barrel. So that's a pretty good load in my opinion, using Hodgdon little gun. But anyways, we're going to get into the rambling part, like I wasn't already, of this video. And one of the things that really befuzzles me, I'm going to go with befuzzles, in the gun community is how quickly we are to dismiss anything new. And I'm kind of guilty of it too. I know when Glock released their new version of the Glock 17, the one that can take the 19 slide, I kind of dogged on it a little bit just because it wasn't so much the product for that though. It was more the fact that Glock they don't do anything new. And when they release something and make a big deal out of it, like, oh, yeah, big release. Like when they released the Glock 42, it was like a 3-week wait of leading up to this big announcement. And then it was a 22. They don't do anything new, and anything they do that's even slightly different, they won't act like it's the greatest innovation since their very first design. But anyways, back to the point. We are so quick to dismiss anything new. And I've thought about it a lot, and I think that it has a lot to do with justifying our own ownership of certain things. Like, for example, 6.5 Creedmoor still gets a lot of hate from a lot of people, especially a lot of 308 fans, 30-06 fans, 270 fans really hate on the 6.5 Creedmoor, and it's because it's newer. Had it been around whenever those people were purchasing their first guns, they might have bought it. But now that they have something different, they can't be a fan of something new that could potentially be better than what you currently own. And I think that has a lot to do with it. A lot of it too is just, God, that was a stiff one. A lot of it too is just, tradition. I understand. I mean, gun people tend to be a very traditional type people. Don't like a lot of change. I get that. But like the 30 Super Carry, let's just talk about that for a minute. I don't know how many times I saw the comment, oh, it was the answer to a question that was never asked. Well, so is anything. I mean, who's asking for new cartridges of a certain design other than maybe reloaders that are doing wildcat stuff and have a specific purpose, a specific case length, a specific twist rate, somebody in depth like that may ask for something specific. But I mean, really, the 30 Super Carry caught me off guard. I was not expecting a little hot rod 32 caliber semi-automatic cartridge, and I liked it. I still like it. But man, was that met with so much hate. A lot of people enjoyed it, liked it, thought it was a great idea, but the vast majority of people, without even shooting it, because the news of it coming out was leaked long before anybody had access to the cartridge or to be able to shoot it or anything. And there was so much hate for it before anybody even saw it perform or anybody even saw ballistics testing or anything. It was just, oh, it's new, doesn't make sense in my mind, high pressure, hate it. Okay. But if that's the mindset that we take on new stuff, why would manufacturers go through the research and development to bring us new products if everything that comes out is met with so much resistance other than from a select few people? And that's just kind of what bothers me. It's like, you see a lot of people, well, why do we need that? I'll just stick with my bolt action 30-06. Well, that's great. But in no world is more options a bad thing. The more things that are available for everyone, including you, the better off we are. You know, I mean, if all we had, yeah, I could get by with just 308, 5.56, 9mm, 12 gauge. I could get by with that. I wouldn't like it, but I could get by with it. And that would be a very, very boring life in the gun world, in my opinion. There's nothing that I can't do with 9mm, 308, 5.56, 12 gauge. And I could probably even take the 5.56 out and go just 308, 12 gauge, 9mm. Now, if I got to choose my three, those wouldn't be it. If I could only have 3 calibers, those wouldn't be it. But I'm going to save that for a video, because I plan on doing a video that is, if I could only have 1 gun, what would it be? If I could only have 2 guns, what would they be? And if I could only have 3 guns, what would they be? And it actually changes a little bit. But anyways, that's a topic for another discussion. I'm curious what you guys think about why the gun community is so quick to dismiss new products, even if it is something that makes sense, that's pretty good. Like, to me, I thought the 30 Super Carry made a lot of sense. Like, you're getting, I've tested it in jail, you're essentially getting 9mm performance with more capacity in the same size firearm. To me, that makes sense. I like it. The only downfall of it right now is ammo availability and firearm selections. Not a whole lot of options with it. But you know, if just as many manufacturers, gun and ammo manufacturers, made 30 Super Carry stuff as much as they do 9mm, it would make sense that the 30 Super Carry would actually be cheaper, because it's less material, less brass, less powder, less lead, smaller bullet. So in a completely even playing field, the 30 Super Carry would cost less. But because it doesn't have the demand, doesn't have the supply like 9mm does, it tends to be a little bit more expensive. So to me, that's really kind of the only downfall. That, and through some of my testing, I found some of the bullet manufacturers haven't quite got the bullets themselves perfected, but that's not an issue. But anyways, I do understand it, but I don't understand it from a total gun community perspective. And like I said, I'm really curious what you guys think the reasoning is. What is your reason? What has came out in the past 10 years that you just could not stand. Could hell, a lot of people didn't even like 40. There's so much 40 hate. And you know, that's not really that new of a cartridge, and there's still hate for it. The answer to a question that was never asked is, you hear that a lot in the gun community. But like, I like weird stuff too, though. So maybe that's just why I enjoy the oddball stuff. I mean, there is stuff that doesn't really make sense to me, anyways. I'm sure it makes sense to somebody. Like that little, what was it, the Lightning 22, maybe 22 Magnum revolver that shoots out of 2 barrels at one time, so you get 2 22 Magnums per trigger pull, and it's got like the double finger trigger. Like, to me, that's just an odd duck. You get 2 hits with 1 trigger pull if you hit, but if you miss, you also get 2 misses. So kind of evens out, I think. I don't know. It's low capacity, and if you miss with 2. So really, it's 3 shots versus 6. I don't know. Like I said, there are things that just don't make sense to me. But do I want it pulled off the market? No way. I think it's neat. I just don't think it's practical. Would I buy one? Maybe to do a video with, something like that. I mean, I don't hate it. I don't see a use for it in my world. But yeah, I'm really curious what you guys think. And I think as a community, as a gun community, firearms guys, the whole industry would be better served if we didn't go about new releases, new products, new firearms. If we didn't go about it in such a negative manner, I think we would be better off in the long run. I mean, it's okay to not like something. It's okay to not want to rush out and buy something. But whenever you start jumping on people that are excited about it and telling them how stupid it is, when you start jumping on people that want to go buy it and tell them, oh, that's the dumbest thing ever, just go buy what I have, it makes you look kind of shallow, and it hurts the community overall. The old saying, if you don't have something nice to say, don't say anything at all. And that is really ironic coming from me, because I'm one of the most critical people on the planet, especially with myself. But like I said, if we as a gun community just looked at things a little bit more positively and didn't take the negative of every single thing that comes out, new products, whatever, and just bash it in the ground. Like, if I was a gun manufacturer, like Hornady or something like that, if I owned Hornady, I would be scared to death to release a new round, a new bullet, a new anything, because there's so many critics in the gun community that just jump on there and just beat the crap out of whatever this new product is. And I mean, don't get me wrong, it's okay to test, analyze, check it out, give the positives, give the negatives. That's fine. But a lot of that happens with us without knowing anything, really. It's just, oh, it's something new, don't need it, dismissed, negative, you're stupid if you like it. That tends to be how a lot of new stuff is met from the gun community. But that's what I got for you today, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I really look forward to hearing what you have to say in the comments below. If y'all like these types of videos, let me know. I'll do more of them in the future. It's kind of like a rendition of Gun Dungeon Gab that I do, except for I'm reloading a little bit in the middle of it. But, you know, if y'all like them, I can do more of them. If you don't like them, I can just reload in silence. No big deal. But until next time, guys, stay tuned.